So that was, there's like some third parties that can get involved. There's also a lot of operational programs you can run in Marketo or workflows in Salesforce too. So a lot of times, it's kind of like triggering off of a data change, stamping something to a new field, and then having that be the field moving forward or source of truth.
Yeah.
So, your example of lead source, could always be something along the lines of when something's being converted, somehow taking that lead source, whether it's through a Salesforce workflow or something you operate in Marketo, and kind of stamping it to the true value on the contact record. So I'm a big fan of stamping fields and historical fields as well.
Okay.
So I've noticed a lot of people have been discussing like different UTM attribution fields and like kind of like logging a history of where these leads have gone, to your point of lead sourcing or just what marketing touches have they had along the way, because you lose data over time. But if you have one field that keeps appending different values that's important to your sales team, that field's always going to remain. So that's something that I always talk through a lot as well. And, I lead the Cleveland Mug, and I just had Julie James, who's another known, name and face in the space, talk about that, having everything in a historical field. And people at my Mug just loved it. They loved the content.
Julie James, we're coming for you next. Talk data to me.
You should come for her because she's great.
That's right.
So she definitely, it definitely helped me understand that what I was doing was correct, because we kind of do that for a lot of clients, and a lot of people talk about just having a trail of data. So you have one place where, let's say you do lose it, you know where to find it.
So what do you mean by like a historical field? Is it like a text field, like a long text field?
Yeah, so like a text area field in Marketo has a really massive amount of characters. I think it's like 30,000 something. So a lot of times what you can do is tokenize of just keep appending different aspects of that field. So when you log into Salesforce, your sales teams could see in the notes section, whether, let's say we're talking about UTM attribution, like where they've gone along the way, it'll actually have a list of every single thing that lead has done. So you can have like a quick snapshot of where that lead has been if you're going to have a conversation with them as far as sales goes. So yeah, it usually looks like a text field that you just keep appending and adding tokens to. And that's something that I've seen people have a lot of success with, just having sales, see that history and knowing where it's at in case, lose another field value.
Knowing where to look for it. Where does it go when you merge two records and they all have different discovery points on them, and we merge them? That data has to go somewhere. So salespeople knowing where it's going to end up and going there and checking it out, certainly helpful.